After weeks of tough boating conditions due to higher winds, we were finally blessed with several days of calm seas. Taking advantage of this, I went offshore and had a great day catching amberjacks. Today, I am headed inshore in the bay boat, since in addition to calm seas, we also have a mid-morning high tide, and with the higher water, I am able to push further back onto the flats to target speckled trout and redfish. The fish must not have gotten the memo, however, because the fishing was tough. I fished on this side of the boat, that side of the boat, used topwater lures, paddle tails, fished close to the shore, further away from the shore, nothing. As the sun started to rise and without any wind, it started to get hot. Bugs were becoming a nuisance, and I got tired. I decided to wave the white flag and call it a day. Little did I know that tomorrow would be drastically different, proving that there wouldn't be good fishing days without bad ones. Oh, I got him, Steven. I got him. Might be a good one. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, he's going to be a good one. If I can get the net. All right, we got him, Steven. Look, check it out. Whoa, he's a big one. Check it out. We got our first big fish of the day. Look at this. All right, let's get a measurement on him. He's a good 18-inch trout. So we'll go ahead and get him in the box. I think we're on our way to getting some dinner tonight. That may be where that trout came from. You can see we got this deeper hole with the sand spot. And that's most likely where this trout came from. So you see a couple, oh, I got him and I wasn't even paying attention. We got him again, Steven. We got him again. All right, let's get the net. I wasn't even paying attention. I was recapping the other fish catch. All right. Oh, you're crazy. We got a crazy trout. Crazy trout. Look at this guy. Whoa, knocking everything around. Look at him. Let's see if we can get him out of the net. All right. He's 17. So we're gonna go ahead and get him in the box. That makes number 2. Since we got Steven here, we can keep 3 apiece, so we'll get 6 today, or have the ability to keep 6. Oh, I got him, Steven. Oh, he just took off. He's another good one, I think. Staying down pretty good. Hopefully it's a big trout. There we go. What have we got here? What have we got here? Big old catfish. I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it. Look at this catfish. Look at that. Look at him. All right, well, we got to get him off. What do I do to get this catfish off just so I don't have to touch him? So you can get him there at the hook. You know, get a tight line on a tight grip on your line, and just flip them off. Seems to work almost every time. You don't have to touch them, get them in the boat. You know, sometimes they're real slimy and they can get your boat all messed up. Plus, you know, the risk of getting poked by them. Steven, I got him. I was looking over at you. Oh, it's a good trout. Oh, it's a good trout. Can't tell you how many trout I catch when I'm not paying attention. That just shows you how much the shrimp does the work for you sometimes. Got him with a lot of struggling, but I got him. He's another nice one. Look at that, Steven. Look at him. Whoa, what's he doing? He's a real nice one, y'all. Man, he's another 18. We got another 18-inch trout, y'all. I think we're gonna have dinner tonight. What do you think, Steven? We sure are. Oh, all right. I don't know. Nope, it's a trout. It's not a catfish, it's a trout. Oh yeah, good trout. Oh yeah. Good one. All right. Steven, look at this one. This is your fish, because if it weren't for you here, we wouldn't be able to keep this one, because we've already got our 3. And this, he could be 19. Well, let's look at this guy. Way to go, Steven. All right, he measured out 18. So I think we've got 2 18s, a 17, and another 18. So this area is turning out to be real productive, and it looks good on paper. So that's really nice, you know, when it looks good on paper and is good for real. I noticed we're going over some deep water again, so I'm thinking, you know, most every fish we've caught has been in a little dip, you know, and typically when it's deeper like that, there's a sand spot. So you know, always look for those sand spots when you're out on the grass flats, because that can typically hold some fish. So anyway, we'll get him in the box and get another shrimp back out there. So typically what I like to do, I don't know if you can see this sand spot out in front of me. I think what the fish do is kind of stage around the edges. They're not going to be sitting out in the middle of the sand where they can be seen. So typically I'll try to cast around the edges of it, not in the middle. And I don't know if you can see the cork as it's being casted, but oh, a lot of times it'll get tangled up when you're casting. And the best way I found to avoid that is to not let it spin and everything when it's out in the air, and you kind of let your rod kind of fling it at the end and just kind of make a sort of a graceful cast, I guess is the best way I can say it. And that'll keep the cork from spinning around, and you're less likely for it to get tangled while it's in the air. Right here we've got 2 sand spots, so I'm going to try to cast right in the middle. Let's see if that doesn't pan out. And just with these popping corks, you want to cast it out there. Keep your line tight, especially like when we're drifting. You're going to constantly have to reel it just to keep your line tight. Oh, there he goes. There he is. I think that may be another trout. Yep. Let's see if he's 15 or not. That's our minimum here in my part of Florida. All right. Let's see about this one, Steven. This guy's 15 on the nose. I would normally throw him back, but he had swallowed the hook. And you know, I don't think he's going to make it, so we're going to go ahead and put him in the box. All right, got him, Stephen. Ooh, he's a good one. Here, you going to get him? Here, hold him. Hold him. You got him still? Is he still on? Oh, yeah, you got him. Here, hold. Hold. Oh, see if we still got him. Whoa. What have we got? You got him? You got him? What have we got? Oh. Whoa, what did we get? A blue runner. What do you think? He needs to go back, huh? All right. Oh, Stephen, I got him. Oh, he got off. Once again, I wasn't looking. This is the day of the no-look fish. Dang. That was my last live shrimp. Got to finish out the day with artificial. So I'm out of live shrimp, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to artificial. First thing I'm going to try is this Salt Strong Fred. It's kind of a smaller paddle tail. I've had a good success with it recently. So I'm going to start out with that and see if we can't pick up this final keeper trout. Oh, you got it right there at the boat. Taking my tail off. Obviously small fish, but it's getting strikes. It's just coming off a high tide, and it's a sharp drop once it starts falling. Sometimes those fish don't start to react and bite again until the kind of tide gets moving after a tide change, but and oftentimes in that lull you'll get sharks, you know, sea sharks and pinfish and stuff will be the only thing you can tend to get, but we'll keep trying. I've got a monster bag of these Freds. That's why they come in such big bags, because you know you get your tails bitten off quite a bit, but they're working. All right, so we've moved back to where the water's a little deeper. This is where sort of the flats start, and it's a little deeper right here, and I'm kind of hoping that's where they're staged up right now. And this will be our last drift, and we'll go ahead and call it a day, but see if we can't get that last keeper. I can tell it's deeper right there. Let's give it a shot. And I'm using this Fred again. This water, even though it's deeper, is still kind of shallow. And that Fred just works a little better, doesn't sink so fast. Oh. Like there's a shark right there, Stephen. Oh, I got something. And I got off. I think it's just pinfish kind of grabbing the tail, or something real short grabbing the tail. I bet my... Oh, no, here he is. What did we get here? Catfish? Something trying to get down to the grass. Whoa, it's a big trout. Where's our net? Dang, y'all. Got him. All right, Stephen. We got our limit of trout today. That's something special in your first fishing trip with Daddy by yourself. How about that? Well, we limited out today. It's the first time I took my son Stephen out, you know, just the two of us. Mom's working today, so we said, let's just go fishing, Stephen. So we did, and we limited out on speckled trout. What a fantastic day. We're gonna go ahead and get the boat put back together, get on back to the house, and we're gonna cook these up for dinner. So next, we'll see you in the kitchen. All right, welcome to the kitchen. Stephen and I had a fantastic day catching fish today, and one of the great things about bringing some fish home is you get to cook some fresh fish for dinner that night. But at the same time, you've had a long day, had to clean the fish, clean the boat, that kind of thing. So it would be great to have a recipe that's kind of easy and quick and doesn't take a lot of effort. And that's what I've got tonight. This is our take on a Mediterranean fish dish. And it just has just a couple of ingredients. With a lot of them you probably have in your pantry and refrigerator already. So our ingredient list is, we've got our fish, obviously. We've got some garlic. You could use fresh garlic if you wanted to. We have some dried Italian seasoning, some diced canned tomatoes. There again, you could use fresh if you wanted to. We've got our olive oil, salt and pepper, and our sliced black olives. So our first step is we're gonna pan fry this fish. And then we're gonna make a mixture of our tomatoes and black olives and olive oil, make a little topping for it, and then we're gonna stick that into our oven that's preheated to 425 for about 10 minutes or so, and then you're done. So our first step, we're gonna go ahead and just put a little salt and a little pepper on these fish. And that's all the seasoning that we're gonna put into it. And so I've got this cast iron skillet heated up pretty good, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these fish. I got a little bit of olive oil in it, not a whole lot of olive oil. You can always add some later if you need to. And I'm putting the fish with the serving side down because we're going to flip it, and that serving side is always going to have the crispier finish to it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and salt and pepper this side of the fish as well. Okay, now our next step is we're going to make our topping for it. I went ahead and drained the tomatoes and put them in this bowl, and then we're going to go ahead and put our black olives, and then a little bit of olive oil. I don't know, that's maybe close to a tablespoon, maybe a little less. And then some Italian seasoning, about a teaspoon or so. Then just a little more pepper. And just a little more salt. And just mix that up. And then that's going to be your topping. So now we're just going to kind of check these fish. It's been about 4 minutes or so. You're looking for, you know, a little bit of a brownness on the other side, but once you kind of start to see this white almost overtaking the whole fish, like it's still pink right there, we're going to let this go just a little bit longer, because what we're going to do is we're going to flip it and then go ahead and get it in the oven. So we want the fish pretty much close to being cooked before we stick it in the oven. Okay, so it was about 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and flip these. You can see they're almost done on this side. Okay, then our next step, we're going to put just a little bit of garlic in here. And just kind of spread that around a little bit. That's probably, I would say, about 3 cloves worth. And then we're just going to get our topping. You know, if you've got your fish close together like this, kind of makes it a little easier. You can make just kind of almost one big dish out of it. And that's it for the stove. And then I've got this oven heated to 425. And we're just going to stick that in for 10 minutes or so, just kind of keeping an eye on it, making sure nothing's getting burnt. And then just to kind of heat up those tomatoes, cook those tomatoes and black olives a little bit, and they'll be ready to eat. All right, we ended up letting this go for 15 minutes. I kind of kept an eye on it. What you have to watch out for mostly is the garlic doesn't burn. But let me give you a hint. When you put in the pan in the oven like this, I always put my oven mitt right on top of the stove, just in case I forget to put this on. Because believe me, from experience, I've stuck my hand in there to grab that pan, forgetting that it's super hot. So just a little tip. So let's go ahead and get this out. And see, there you go. And what you can do is get some of this goodness on the edges, which is some of that garlic and olive oil. Just get that back up on top of the fish so it's all together when you serve it. So there you go. That's our version of a Mediterranean fish dish. It was very simple. And you know, one other thing that I was going to point out, in that 10 or 15 minutes that it's in the oven, I was able to clean the stove off, put the dishes in the dishwasher. You just kind of have a chance to kind of get things back together. So Stephen enjoys this fish recipe too. So as always, I'll leave this fish recipe in the comments below. I hope you make it for yourself and I hope you enjoy it. And if you enjoyed this episode today where Stephen and I got on the water and caught some nice speckled trout, reached our limit today, and gave you some tips and tricks on what I do to find and catch fish, I would certainly appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel, especially if you're finding yourself watching other videos of mine. It would make a big difference to me and to how YouTube perceives this channel. So until next time, I hope to see you on another episode of Forgotten Coast Fishing.